All right. Good evening, everybody. Namaskar. Welcome to this another session, live webinar on options trading strategies, which you can find out on Strike platform. So I welcome all of you to this particular session, and very quickly, the agenda is that you know if you are an options trader, uh, especially the buyer, okay, you are looking for some short-term trading opportunities, then how will you find out trades? There are 5,000 different stocks. If you're trading in Nifty alone, that's a different thing. You have your indicators in place, you are just watching one particular counter, and then accordingly you are taking a trade. But if you're not trading in Nifty, if you are a stock options trader, then what all things you need to check before entering into the contract, before entering into the trade? All these things, today I will be discussing. All right. And if you're not an options trader, no problem. Whatever things that we discussed today, you can apply it in buying a futures contract or shorting a futures contract, or probably buying cash market, all right, for short term trading opportunities. So in today's session, we will be focusing on short-term trading opportunities. All right. So, any doubts or questions during the particular session, feel free to type it in the comment section. And if your questions are not answered towards the end of the session, we will spend around 15 minutes or so, and I will be answering. I'll try to answer each and every question of yours. All right. So let me very quickly share the screen. Yeah. So this is web.strike.money. All right. And yeah, in between, please pardon me. I all of a sudden got a cold nose. So in between, if my voice is not clear, or something uh, bugs you, I beg your pardon. Right. So let's begin. This is web.strike.money, and in this there are various areas where you can go and hunt for trades. All right. I always say that, I'll say it again, that to be a trader you need to understand three things: number one, stock selection; number two, entry; and number three, exit. Today is all about one, okay, stock selection. Entry and exit, depending on your methods, okay, you can define your entry, target, and stop loss, and then get into a trade. All right. But before that, which stock to enter? All right, that is the most important question. So how will we answer them? So there are basically three things over here. All right. um, do you want me to open up a whiteboard, or you can note it down? Basically there are three things. The first thing is, we have our proprietary indicator, RMI, Rohit Momentum Indicator. So we have RMI scanners. So through RMI scanners we will spot some trades. All right. The second thing is, we have Bollinger band scanners, which also works beautifully and helps you to find out trades. All right. And the third, the most fantastic screen that this particular web portal has is Strike OI Insights. So using Strike OI Insights, how can we understand whether to buy a call option or to buy a put option? So these three things we will be looking at today. All right. And last in my last session I had got some queries. Okay. I guess he was Mr. DV. If I don't know if you are here in this particular session, Mr. DV, you had asked me some question that you wanted a clarity on RMI for swing trading, what all scanners we should select. So probably it would be a kind of a short revision for you today. So, and for others, kindly understand this very carefully. All right. So on the left hand side of this particular screen, we have discover section, analyze section, and learn section. In the very first section, discover, we have the first option called as scanners. We will click on scanners, and this particular page will open up. We have price scanners, we have we have volume and delivery scanners, we have technical scanners. All these technical scanners are there. Then we have candlestick scanners. We have our own RMI scanner, okay, completely dedicated for RMI. We have Dow Trend scanner and seasonality scanner. So we will focus on first thing, RMI scanner. In RMI scanner, what we will do is, remember, we are short-term traders, okay? We are short-term traders, and we want to buy, calls, or we want to buy puts. So for that matter, whenever you are buying options, always remember that, do not keep your trade open for more than 2 or 3 days, and especially during the expiry, okay. I would suggest avoid getting into option buying or even option selling. And even if you want to do, maybe don't do. See, today is 22nd, and coming Thursday on 24th, there is expiry. So when the April series is expiring, okay, and you wish to trade in options, I would suggest you go for the May month options. And when you select a May month option, that particular strike may or may not be liquid. So while you are trading into options, always look at the liquidity, always look at the open interest in that particular contract first, and then probably enter into a trade. Okay. So in the last week, I would suggest, if you are completely new, just stay away from it. You can do paper trading and just observe what is happening. All right. Especially during the last week of the expiry. So um and yes, if you want, you can trade intraday. All right, options intraday can be taken, no problem in that. All right. So what we will do is, since we are trade dealing in options, we will not select all the stocks, but we will select only F&O basket from here. And this remains live, okay, so you'll get the live signals. uh, and yes, my friends, this indicator, it may be buy, it may be new buy. So whenever the indicator turns into a new buy, whenever green line of the RMI, okay, the RMI line crosses above its average line, the red line, okay, a new buy signal gets generated. So this signal, okay, the data that we get is 5-minute delayed data. So over here, the signal when it comes new buy, all right, it will be delayed for 5 minutes. All right, so always remember that. All right. So in that, let's say for example, ITC. So you can see that over here, all right, this was the place where ITC gave a new buy signal, and that was early in the morning today, 22nd of April, 9:15. So this was the candle, and this is an hourly chart. All right. So over here, by 9:30 or something like that, you will find ITC as a new buy signal over here on the hourly column. All right. And once you get something like a hourly column, a new buy signal, and you have to understand that RMI has gone below zero and then given a new buy. So it is a kind of a strong signal, okay, rather than this particular signal over here. All right, where RMI was not below the zero line, it just gave a buy signal over here. Such signals do not act as strongly as these signals. So whenever there is a new buy over here, you can further filter out and check only those signals where RMI has gone below zero, or maybe touched zero and then given a new buy signal. All right. So over here we have a new buy signal. All right, and let's assume that we are delayed by 5 minutes. In the next hour, okay, prices did not break above this particular high. They are above the averages. All right. So whenever, okay, we will mark this particular high, and whenever it breaks, so we know the high is 427. Whenever you can set up and watch out that if prices comes to 428 or something like that, what do we do is, we can at this point of time buy and at the money call option. All right. Or maybe for intraday, you can buy, simply buy a future, or maybe buy stocks. All right. And you can also see that the Bollinger bands over here. All right, the Bollinger bands has also started expanding. all right, after contraction, there is some volatility. So volatility has increased, and whenever you are into buying options, you need volatility. If volatility is decreasing during that time, avoid buying options. During that time, we need to sell options, right? So yeah, bandwidth is increasing, indicating an increase in volatility. Plus, our momentum indicator has given a buy. The 15-minute range, there is a breakout. All right. So over here, somewhere over here, all right, around you would have bought around, let's say, 430 or 428 call option. All right. It would be 430 call option would be trading somewhere around 1 rupee, 1.5 rupee over here. All right. And by the end of the day, when prices, if moves up like this to 433, the prices would have gone by around 3 rupees or 4 rupees over here within. So 1 rupee becoming 4 rupees within few hours. Okay, that is a wonderful trade, I would say. Let's I also have this thing. So yeah, this is ITC. Yeah, here you go. So this is ITC 430 call option chart. All right, and this is a 15-minute time frame chart. So over here, the day started over here, first few minutes over here. So the call option range was over here, and when the prices gave a breakout, this 1 rupee 55 paisa, 1 rupee 60 paisa, okay, becoming around 4 rupees by the day end. And the prices of this, the lot size of ITC is somewhere around 1,600 shares per lot. All right, 1,600 shares per lot, and make around $3. That's a decent money, in a intraday basis. Okay. Mr. KB is asking me, is there a volatility indicator? Mr. KB, Bollinger Band itself is a volatility indicator. All right. So when you look at Bollinger Band expanding, all right, it means that the volatility is expanding. All right. And when you see that Bollinger Band is contracting like this, okay, the bandwidth is decreasing. So this, the bandwidth over here was the highest. Okay, now it is decreasing. All right. So this, and if you don't want to see it like this, we also have one indicator over here called as Bollinger bandwidth. Yeah, this over here, Bollinger bandwidth. You click on it, okay, you get this yellow line on bottom of the chart. All right. So if the yellow line is increasing, it means the volatility is increasing. If the yellow line is coming down, it means the volatility is coming down. All right. So this works very beautifully. So over here you can see that when there was a breakout over here, RMI gave a buy signal. Volatility over here was at its lowest. Okay, and in the market there is only one constant, and that one constant is volatility will come and it will go, it will come, it will go, it will come, it will go. This is the only constant. So whenever for a particular stock that you are interested in, you have made your watch list. Okay, when the stock is in a bullish momentum and the volatility is at its lowest point, you need to keep that in your track, watch list, and uh, keep your studies ready, and then immediately act upon it. All right. So this is one Bollinger bandwidth. I'll come to Bollinger bandwidths once again when I cover the Bollinger band scanner. All right. So this was for intraday trading. Okay, especially if you want to trade in options, this is a wonderful way where you can find out. Now there is a new buy towards the end in Indian hotel. So is RMI, has it gone below zero and then given a new buy? Answer is yes. So you can see that the band has squeezed. So if I put up the volatility indicator, Bollinger bandwidth once again, I can see that yes, the volatility is again at its lowest. So somewhere, there will be volatility tomorrow. All right. So tomorrow, if prices are above the 40 period moving average, providing support. So if prices take support and gives a follow through, probably this would be the counter that can gain momentum, during the day. So this way you just have your watch list ready for the next day, and then just simply track one or two stocks like these and you are game, right? Sanjay ji is asking, can we get the scanner in options data in which strike price the volume activity is high? Can we get the scanner in options? I'll come to strike OI insight. So where that is the last thing that I'll be covering today. Uh, and in that strike OI insights, Sanjay Singh ji, how to analyze only options data and then get into a trade. This is what I will be showing you. All right. Any other question? Any other question, my friends? All right, great. Uh, so this is one thing. If you are a short term trader, then don't look at hourly at all. All right, just look at daily chart. Okay, and in the daily chart, you select only the new buy, and on the weekly time frame, okay, you select new buys and buys. Okay, so these are the stocks that you could look for, a short term trading perspective. All right, ICICI General Insurance has given a new buy. Has RMI line touched the zero and then come up? Yes, it has, slightly. Okay, a new buy signal has given after RMI going below zero. So maybe this is a valid one. All right. So this in this way you can be ready for short term trading perspective. And if you are looking for a positional one or a long term one, okay, what you can do is on the weekly you select the new buy signals, and on the monthly you select the buys and new buys. All right, so Lotus Lab from the F&O basket is the only stock where on the monthly time frame chart the momentum is bullish. All right, so if you are looking for as an investment, you can very well instead of F&O basket, you can select Nifty 500 basket. Okay, or maybe you can select all stocks. Okay, you will from all the stocks. Okay, if Lotus Lab is the only stock. Okay, uh, which is on the monthly time frame is the only stock which is in a buy mode. Okay, so that is one thing. RMI scanner. Then we come to the Bollinger Band scanner. All right. Now, how many of you understand Bollinger Band? I hope you understand Bollinger Bands nicely. We are, Sanjay ji, we are in the process of creating scanners, but it will take some time for us to get them on live on our website. As of now, I'll show you what do we have for scanning options trade, from Strikeover Insights. All right, but I hope all of you understand Bollinger Bands, right? Bollinger Band is there is a 20-day simple moving average. All right, and then there are two standard deviations plus one band is there, and two standard deviations minus from the moving average. Okay, so the center line is called as the median line. This is the upper Bollinger Band and lower Bollinger Band. Now if you are looking at something like prices have gone down. Okay, look at this over here. Prices had gone down below the lower band and then turned up. What happened? Prices reverted back to its mean. Okay, somewhere over here again from the lower Bollinger Band, prices did come up over here. This time again over here, prices went very far away from the band, and after it came inside, it reverted back to its mean. All right. So there is something called as mean reversion, and every time there is very high probability that everything revert back to its mean. Similarly, if you are looking at a bearish trade, uh, if prices goes above over here, it reverts back to its mean. All right, if prices goes up over here, it reverts back to its mean. Prices goes up over here, it comes down over here. So these Bollinger Bands act as a very good it will help you to find out trading opportunities. All right, so what do we do if you are an options trader? then instead of looking at the derivative data, just look at Bollinger Bands. And what can be done is you can look at the hourly chart. All right, but looking at the market condition today, everything was up. So on the hourly chart, I will not find any stock where prices have crossing above the lower Bollinger Band. So we have a scanner over here. All right. So on the daily time frame chart, I will go on 9th of April. All right, few days ago. Today is 22nd. So few days ago, 9th of April, we will select the F&O basket once again. And on the daily time frame chart, we are selecting. We have right now we have four options. So we will select the third option where prices are crossing above lower Bollinger Band. So we want a list of stocks where prices have crossed above the lower Bollinger Band. And we got this, like this BSoft on 9th of April, that is over here. Prices on 8th of April were outside. They had closed outside the lower Bollinger Band. And on 9th of April, it closed inside. And from there, it gave a nice rally. So similarly, Reliance, our all, most of the traders, they love this particular stock, Reliance. All right. So what had happened over here on 9th of April? On 9th of April over here, prices closed inside it crossed above the lower. This is the lower Bollinger Band, and prices came up over here and closed somewhere around 1185. So when something like this happens, you can enter into a trade, again by buying options, or buying a call option, or shorting a put option. All right, or maybe buying a stock, buying a future and selling a call. All right, so that means you are hedged. So there are many strategies. Whichever strategy that you are comfortable with, you can apply that. All right, but understand, from here 1185 to 1242, or yeah, almost around 60 points rally within 1 and 2 days, a huge gap up opening. So imagine you would have bought a 1200 call over here. Let's see, what could be the scenario. So yeah, let's take Reliance Industries. All right, and in Reliance Industries, we will go to option chain, 24th of April, 1200 call. So 1200 call over here. Uh, the price right now is 89.17. But if we look at the chart, do we have the chart? See overview. In the meanwhile, any questions? Yeah. So yeah, look at this. We have this chart. You will select last 5 days, or last 1 month. Okay, last 1 month. On when did we select this? On 9th of April. Yeah. So on 9th of April over here. So 9th of April, the price was trading around 23 bucks. And from 23 bucks, within 2 days, this 23 came up to around 50 bucks. So almost doubled, over here. And after giving a little bit of pullback, it, from 50, it went all the way up to even 100, almost around 100 bucks. All right. So this way, yeah, so a wonderful thing, you can look at almost all the stocks like this over here. 9th of April gave a sharp bounce back. All right, Tata Motors, Tata Motors did not give a sharp bounce, but it did bounce, right, over here. JSW Steel, yeah, a nice closing. So this closing over here on 8th of April was outside the band, and though the price went down, but it closed inside the band. The next day there was a gap up, and from there it went up, zoomingly. All right, and yes, this is also, not every time you will find. This is kind of a one time opportunity, or very rare where market just becomes very volatile and goes one side. All right. So when the market trend is changing and there is volatility, at that time is you will find lots and lots of opportunities. Yeah. Shekharji is asking, Infosys future OI is very high and price is low. Hourly RMI is selling and daily is buying. What can we understand? Okay, so let's go to Infosys. All right, but before we go to Infosys, I hope you understood this. So the same thing you can instead of daily, if you are a investor, kind of a thing, you can look at weekly. All right, and on the weekly. Uh, Siemens has just come inside the band this week, has not. All right, just a minute. Yeah, so um, few weeks ago, what was the scenario? Let's look at 17th of March, right? 17th of March, maybe Ashok Leyland. Yeah, see over here, 17th of March. Here, this one. So prices were below the band and it closed inside the band. So something like this over here, if there are large ones, it did come down once again and then went up, right? But this particular strategy for short term works very beautifully, maybe on a daily chart or on a hourly chart. All right. For a weekly chart, you again have to look at the trend also. Just don't jump in that okay, everything is clear. All right. If there is a trend line break like this or something like that, yeah, then you can do further technical analysis on that particular stock. Yeah. IDFC First Bank, gave a fantastic, kind of engulfing patterns over here and zoomed up crazy. All right. Let's look at Infosys. You can go to charts, Shekhar. In the Reddit setup, okay, I'll look at future in here. So you can click on futures. So when you click on futures, you will get the OI screen. OI is very high and price is lower. Yeah. So today, what has happened is today prices have come down and OI has increased drastically. So that means there is a short built up happened. Okay. But again, you have to look at the overall thing. If you look at the overall scenario, the prices have kept on falling down, and since then the OI has also increased. So there is a lot of short built up that has happened all throughout, since February month. Okay, so now if you can see that this OI indicator over here is probably at its highest levels. You know, if we just zoom out, if we just zoom out, they are at the highest levels. So anytime soon, since probably the stock is approaching a support level over here, there is a hammer pattern that is formed over here. So this hammer, maybe it indicates that okay, somewhere we are, this downtrend is exhausted. Probably the stock may turn sideways or maybe turn upwards. This is what the hammer says, and it is coming somewhere near the support level. All right. So this is something that we have to watch out for. That so many shorts are created. Maybe there might be some short covering that can follow. Okay. And when we go to the chart section, so when such counters are there, no, avoid entering into when the market is bullish. Go for the bullish sector stocks like financial services, banks. All right, these are very strong. All right, IT is weak. So when you are trying to buy options for intraday and the market is strong, avoid entering into options of Infosys or anything else, any other IT stocks, right? So daily chart RMI over here you can see had given a buy signal, a new buy signal over here, and on the hourly chart, when the RMI gave a new buy signal over here. All right, we could have taken it. Prices had a resistance from the moving averages, but it did go up over here. So for a short period of time, it did give a move up and then again went sideways. And now RMI on the hourly chart has gone below zero line. All right. So now again, what we have to do? Nothing. Just wait and see whether RMI over here on the daily chart, is it, again giving a sell crossover. If yes, then you would probably wait for the markets to turn bearish and short Infosys. All right, why? Because it is a weak stock. So if you remember Shekharji, in when we are explaining pure RMI, how to use RMI, we have used two different time frame charts. So on a higher time frame chart, if the RMI is a buy signal, then on a lower time frame chart, you ignore the sell signals and trade the buy signals. If on a higher time frame chart, RMI is in a sell mode, then on a lower time frame chart, when RMI turns new sell, that time probably you short it. And whenever it gives a buy, you use that buy for profit booking or just ignore it. Right, Shekharji? So I hope you've understood. I've answered your question. Yeah, fantastic. That's great. That's great. Okay, so that was, the something, where you can look at the Bollinger Band scanners, all right, where prices are crossing above the lower Bollinger Band on an hourly chart for short term, or intraday trading, or maybe on a daily chart for short term trading and weekly or monthly chart, maybe for, positional trade or investment. Now coming to the third part, okay, how to find trades using Strike OI Insights. So you can go to the second button over here, Analyze. In Analyze, you can come to Options, and in Options, we have something called as Strike OI Insights over here. So you click on this, all right. Now again, if you want to buy options, you want something, where the shares have, if you want to buy call option, you want the shares which have broken above their resistance. And if you want to buy puts, you want shares that have broken below support level. So over here, first of all, when you come to this particular screen, there is a lot of data. Okay, the first thing that you do is identify, what the market scenario is. That is the first thing. Always first be with the market direction. If the market is bearish, look for bearish trades. If the market is bullish, look for bullish trades only and ignore the bearish trades. All right. And when we look at the market, Nifty, all right, Nifty has changed its trend. All right, when this particular high was broken based on the closing basis, if we see, yeah. So continuously from October onwards, prices were making lower highs and lower lows. But the first signal came in, even after the Trump tariff and all on 7th of April. On the closing basis, as per the closing basis, prices did not break this low, the previous low. So that was the first signal where prices stopped making lower low. All right, and then finally on 17th April, 10 days after, prices broke above its previous significant high. All right, so this series of lower highs and lower lows has been broken, and probably we can say that somewhere over here the trend, this trend, downtrend has changed now. All right, and from here maybe for a few days, since the indicators, our swing indicators and the momentum swing indicators have come to an overbought level. All right, it might spend some time, or it might, Nifty might come down to retrace and retest this particular support level and then continue its journey forward. So this might happen. All right, but yes, if we are looking at you know something like this, 7th of April, it was completely shattered. Nobody expected such a move, but after it got stabilized, and on 15th of April, prices broke above its averages. Nifty broke above its averages and closed somewhere over here. Okay, this was, and RMI also gave a buy signal on 16th of April. So on 15th and 16th of April, we need to find out some stocks, which have also gone above their resistance. All right. So let's assume we'll come back to our options screen over here. Let's assume today is 15th of April. All right, 15th of April over here. And in the interpretation, we have five different types of interpretation. We will select above resistance. Now, once we click on above resistance, all right, what we need to do is we need to focus on the call strike. All right, remember we are looking at the seller's point of view. All right, so all we have to do is we have this OI change, OI percentage change. We will sort it in a negative order. So what do we get? We get Nika where 180 call lost its open interest by 20%, and prices went above 180, which was the highest OI. Okay, just have a look. I'll just zoom this so that you can see it nicely. 180 call, okay, had the highest OI. All right, and prices broke above this particular strike price. Okay, closed at around 184, and 180 strike saw a reduction of OI, open interest, by 20%. And along with that, what I can see is that where the call OI added, new addition happened. So at 185 strike, 65% OI was added, and prices are again very near to 185, so probably we will ignore that. All right, let's look at Axis Bank. I was also looking at Axis Bank at this point of time. Why? Because for those who had attended my earlier session, that on the RRG, the private banking sector is kind of outperforming these days, and you can see it clearly, outperform. So Axis Bank caught my attention. Prices closed at 1112 rupees. All right. 1100 strike saw a reduction of call OI by 15%, 16%. And the addition was seen at 1160 strike. So this current market price and the highest call OI addition at 1160 is very far off, right? So, at this point of time, 1120 call option was trading somewhere at around $12, and today it had gone above 100 and closed somewhere near that price only. So that was a different thing. But within a day or two, that call, Axis Bank, when it zoomed. All right, let's look at Axis Bank over here. So from 15th of April, look at this. RMI also gave a buy signal, and within these 2 days, it just zoomed up to 1200. So 1120, by fair value itself, theoretical price itself, if it was an expiry, it went up to 80 rupees. All right. So a fantastic. This way you can also find out a trade. So you can combine the things where RMI is giving a new buy signal, strike over insights and a Bollinger band. So you combine all these things, and whichever style suits you, you can use that particular style, right? Any doubts or questions of what we discussed till now? So similarly, the same thing can happen is we were talking about Bollinger Bands, right? So when Nifty has crossed above the upper band and has come inside it, so this is the time where you can look at shorting opportunities. Okay, and this is the time you look at stocks where the stock has gone below support. All right, so you come to this particular screen over here, and what was the date? What was the date over here? So 26th of March. All right. So come to the options. Let's go to 26th of March. And interpretation, we will select below support. And when we are looking at below support, we will sort the put OI in a descending order. So oil, OFSS, NHPC, Hindalco, Hindalco, a metal stock. It just what happened? The put OI, where the highest OI was at 700 put strike, prices broke below that and came to 695 and 710. So in this case, it's not matching our thing. So we can ignore this. What happened in oil? So in oil, put 400 put, we saw a reduction, price at 384, and also put 390 saw an addition. So again, does not fit in our criteria. So what is fitting in our criteria? I'll just find that, just a second. Here you go. Okay. So ATGL, something like this we want. 620 strike, prices came below that, 584. All right. And 580 put show an increase in OI. So, but again, 584 to 580 very nearby. So something like this we want. We want is that highest OI strike. We want a reduction. All right. And highest OI addition. We want a addition over here. All right. So accordingly, we can take a trade. Yes, my friends. Any other questions? Any questions? So today we discuss three things. Yeah. We discussed how to find trades using RMI scanners. We also saw how to find trades using Bollinger Band scanners and the strike OI insights. Any doubts or questions over here? All these three things, in we can spend one full hour, in a separate session. All right, where we can go deep into these, one of these three topics in one session. All right. So whatever it is, what you want, I will also share a feedback form. You can kindly fill the feedback form and let me know, what sessions would you like, and accordingly we can, yeah. And yes, most importantly, those who do not have, who are not using this particular platform strike, must have the session. And in this particular webinar, we are running a April offer. And if you subscribe to strike web.strike.money using the link provided in this particular description, all right, you will get some discounts. And 1 year subscription would be 5,000 rupees and 6 month subscription would be 3,000 rupees. Okay. So check ACC stock for shorting as per our strategy. Okay, Sanjay ji, I'll check ACC, just a second. Abhishek, can we export this list to? Yes, definitely. You can just right click anywhere over here, right? Let's say you want. Okay, let's look at ACC also, right? Okay, or just interpretation. You say above resistance or anything. Select today's date. That is 22nd. Okay. uh, right click anywhere over here and export to CSV or Excel, Abhishek. Right. Now let's look at ACC. You can just search for ACC over here. uh, Turn on the interpretation to everywhere. So ACC has, as per the options data, ACC is below support level. So we'll check the put. 20 to 40 was where the highest OI was, but it did not change much. Prices went down over here. Okay. Uh, and 2100 is where the put is OI. So nothing much we can see over here. But let's look at the chart of ACC. So we will look at charts. As per the daily chart, the momentum is still in a buy mode. Prices are had gone above and then come down over here. Okay, so yes, as per this, but again, you also have to check the momentum, huh? Sanjay ji. Okay, the underlying market is also bullish. So in bullish market, bearish trades might not work. All right, but yeah, if market pulls back, this might also pull back a little bit, and in that, maybe in an intraday you might get it. Let's look at hourly chart as well. So hourly is at a support level. RMI has already gone down over here. All right, so it, yeah, so I would basically, in this bullish market, I would not look at short trades. All right, I would also I'll always look at buying trades, but yeah, for a short while, you can definitely look at it. Okay, but understand, on the daily chart, momentum is bullish. Also check the weekly chart; it is damn bullish, but is approaching a resistance level. And on the monthly chart, yeah, it is slowing down, and maybe it's stuck between the lower band and the moving averages. So it might just do some time pass and allow RMI to give a fresh buy, maybe in next month or so, right? So this way you go through all the four time frame charts and make your analysis clearly. So on the weekly chart, yes, we can see that there is a resistance at 2117, okay, from the 40 EMA. All right, momentum is bullish, so there are chances that it can break above the 40 EMA. Okay, on the daily chart, RMI is again on a bullish mode. There is no bearish divergence, also nothing much. So what can happen is it may do some time pass. It may also so happen. So if you are buying a put over here and prices does a time pass over here, again you will lose on your time value. All right, and as I said, we just have 2 days for expiry, so avoid trading in options for these 2 days. New expiry next week, we will look at it. Okay, and also this is kind of a repeat. You can go to RRG charts and try to find out whether the sector itself, what are the sectors performing or not, on the daily time frame chart. All right, or on the hourly time frame chart. So on the daily time frame chart, look at this. Financial services, private bank, they are dominating. They're dominating. Consumer durables has come up. Auto struggling, realty, pharma struggling, oil and gas. All these are struggling. PSU Bank has entered the weakening quadrant today. Right. So that was about the session today. Yeah. Any other let's also, since we have time, let's also look at the sentiment indicators. As I said, first let's look at market breadth. 20-day advance decline ratio has reached its top. Okay, so this indicator, again, it says there might be a short term top. Okay, but since the trend is positive, okay, always look at the past, what has happened, right? So when the trend is positive or it turns positive, in the past, when did the trend turn positive? Somewhere over here. Yeah, look at this. So somewhere over here, when the trend turned positive, this was up. It did come down. Prices moved kind of a sideways move and then continued its rally. All right. Again over here, it made a top over here. Prices did not do much. Again over here, trend was up. Prices did not do much. Now the trend was downwards, and you saw 20-day advance decline ratio coming in the over bot zone. Okay, from there it made a top and came down. Again over here, it made a kind of a short term top and came down. But now the trend is positive, so maybe this can fail now. All right, why? Because the trend has turned positive. All right, so we will wait for a while. It may just go sideways, take support over here and then go up, and in the meanwhile, this ratio can cool down and then again turn up. All right, short term. 40-day advance decline ratio behaving the same way. 40 days still increasing. Okay, so it's not completely overbought, it's still going up, indicating there is some room, to improve. All right, let's look at our average swing indicator. All right, uh, so again, when the trend is up, look at this. When the trend is up, this indicator, when it comes to the overbought zone, it does not work much. Yeah, When the trend is up, it does not do much. So right now again the trend is up, yeah, but when the trend is down, it makes some, a nice top. All right, when the trend is down, okay, it makes a nice top and then comes down. Right, so again the trend is up, so nothing much to do over here. It might just, go some sideways thing. This can cool down and then maybe turn it up again. Right, it might take some time, something like this over here I explained. All right, something like this we are in this market. All right, let me share. So over here we go. So we are in this kind of a market where there is a breakout. Okay, breakout. Market might slide sideways a little bit and then resume. Right, so something like this. This average swing over here also was overbought because of this sideways, kind of a, small downward move. The average swing indicator cooled off, and while the market was going up, this was continuously cooling down, and does not work much over here when the trend is up. Okay, but yeah, when the trend was down, okay, we saw some nice correction when this came into an overbought zone. All right, let's look at FII's position in index. Where are we? So improving, yeah. FIs have actually stopped selling now. That is one good news, and they have started covering their shorts, and maybe coming up. Yeah, sure, definitely. I think it is resolved. In a while, we had issue for few minutes. Okay, Mr. DV, and it has been rectified, right? And I hope, Mr. DV, I was actually calling out. You had come earlier, and you had commented on my previous videos, and you had some doubts relating to the RMI scanner. Okay, I hope you have got that clarified. You were there while I explained that to you. Okay, any other doubts, questions, my friends? So that's about the markets, my friends. All right. Okay, no problem. Okay, for you, you can go through this video once again, or just letting you know that if you are, let's go back to scanners, RMI scanner. If you are an intraday scanner, you use uh, hourly chart. In hourly chart, you look at new buy only, and on the daily chart, you look at buy as well as new buy. Okay, if you are a short-term trader, okay, or maybe an intraday trader. All right, so this is what your setting should be for intraday trading, or for BTST or something like that. If you are a short term trader, don't look anything at the hourly chart. All right, on your daily chart, look only on new buys, and look at buys and new buys on the higher time frame chart. So always use two time frame charts. Okay, either you use hourly and daily, or you use daily and weekly, or you use weekly and monthly. Okay, so that was about today's session. Okay, ways to find out trades for short term trading, especially for options, buying, maybe call or put. Right, so I hope you've understood this and liked it. If you've liked it, press the like button. It will encourage us. All right, any doubts, any questions, feel free to ask. And those of you who have not subscribed to Strike, this is your chance. The link will be given in the description. Click on that link. All right, I'll repeat myself. Yeah, that's the link over here. Yeah, here you go. 1 year subscription will be around 5,000 rupees. Okay, if you click on the link and pay. If you go on the website and then pay, it will be 5,610 rupees. All right, so here you will save some money. money saved is money earned is what I always believe. All right, and if you go for 6 months of subscription, 3,000 rupees is what the package is. All right, and yeah, you will get access to all the features of this particular strike. All right, and let me tell you, any doubts, questions, every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays, I conduct these sessions over here live, and you can definitely come here every time. And on Tuesday we have a English session, on Thursday we have a Hindi session. All right, but yeah, we cover most of the topics that you wish for, and for that we also have a feedback form which you can fill and send it to us. All right, so accordingly we can plan what webinars we need to take. We can plan our topics, right? Okay, so if any questions, yeah, this is your time. Please feel free to ask me. Yeah, so you also have the feedback form now given. Yeah, you can click on the feedback form, right? Okay, so okay session on OI and strike OI insights, please. Yeah, we will definitely have that, Mr. DV. Okay, please write it in the feedback form. We will, so that the team can, plan it accordingly. Here only I've got it, so it's better that you also write the same thing. Take some time out and fill the feedback form. That would be very much helpful for us. All right, and cool. So any other technical queries? Yeah, have I missed any of your questions ahead? All right, then. Have a great evening. I'm signing off and see you on Thursday at 6:30 sharp. That session will be in Hindi. All right. All the best. Bye bye.